One ecosystem. You know them. We not frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we better than everybody. So we will run with anybody. No fear, no better than we. No kind, no better than we. Step on me one and say, one ecosystem to the world you say. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not talking. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not bag of leg chasing. Hey, hey.
But they're coming up for you to call Sarah for information, 744-5503. And if you're outside of the country, you put 1-866-4. Join us. Make your comments. We would love to hear from you. And this evening, we have a guest with us. But before we do that, just want to share a little opening remarks, something that will tickle your fancy.
Good night, everybody. I hope everybody was able to survive the deluge rain we had out there today, boy. Yeah, you know, between shows, all of us, we get people telling us different things that, you know, they listen to us. I wish they would call in and chime in, but they let us know that they hear us. And a particular person told me that besides, you know, wires, bash the bank and so much more, the politicians. And I don't want to explain too much as to why I do it because I've done it in the previous shows and I've explained myself there. So I'm not going to go back into that now. What I'm going to say, however, is that I came across a little quote from somebody, and I think that says enough. They said that how it went, politics Yeah, it now, listeners, hear what I said. Politics is the second oldest profession, but it is barely distinguishable from the first. I hope you all grasp it. You understand? And so imagine it is so well known about what politicians do that this had to be coined. You want me to say it again? All right.
Please do.
Politics is the second oldest profession, but it is barely distinguishable from the first. If you don't know what is the first profession, Google it. You should be able to find it.
Wow.
Right? Now, I also, as a second comment, I want to make mention that, and I suppose this would be falling in the lap of our guest speaker tonight, because he's going to be talking about, I know on his forte, which is Forex, right? And I believe that Forex picks up, like where it comes into certain commodities like gold and oil, they would pick up the futures value. All right, I believe so. So my question is that, and my area of concern is that, since economics is built around supply and demand, so the price of an item is supposed to reflect truly the forces of supply and demand. So when you have more demand than there is supply, guess what? The price is supposed to go up. And we have
Greetings from Mexico. Saludos desde Mexico.
Buenas noches, Mexico.
Yes, yes.
Juan Jose from Mexico.
Jose
chiming in.
Mijangos.
Right.
Nice to have you.
Right, thank you, gracias. So we have where demand and supply are equal, or you say that in equilibrium according to economics, price is stable, right? Where one is more than the other, that is where price is pulled, whether it is higher or lower based on demand and supply. So my question to the guest speaker, which I suppose he may touch on later, is that some of you may have seen where Uganda has discovered a pit of gold, and based on what they have uncovered, they are saying that it is valued about $12 trillion.
Wow.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm saying, if now this is larger than even the reserves of what America holds.
Wow.
One, if this is so, how come Uganda's money is not climbing in value immediately? Secondly, if you have this rich vein of gold to be introduced into the system, it means now that there is an excess of supply. How come the price is not immediately shown where the price of gold is falling drastically because of this? And I suppose this is what the speaker will be touching on, as to it may seem to be common sense, but the strategies that are required to be able to compete in that arena goes way beyond common sense. All right, so I hope you all understand what I'm saying. So again, they're playing with your minds.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So,
Well, based on that run up, we could
you could take it away.
into the conversation.
Oh, we have international.
Judy Hunt is greeting us from London. Judy, how are you?
Judy, what you doing across there, lady?
You should have carried us with you, man.
No, we missing you here.
Nice hearing from you, Judy. Thank you for that. London is probably cold at this time, or wet. What out of the two?
Well, you know, England always wet.
Wet, yes. for
Always.
sure.
Right?
Nice to
Even
hear
when
from
sun
you, Judy.
shining, the rain seems to be falling somewhere.
So Katie, you do your opening. Because
Yes, of course. So based on the trend of our conversation, right? Our viewers can only dissect and interpret what is happening if they have the right education. So we were talking about that coffee. And of course, with us this evening is a professional in his field. He is a Trinidadian. You know, I'm proud to be Trini. I'm proud to know that somebody is repping the red, white, and blue. And he has a global following. So I want to welcome our viewers to the
Dwayne,
program.
you
Red,
switch
white, and
allegiance
black.
on. You switch allegiance, red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and black. Did I say blue?
Yes,
Yes.
red, blue.
Maybe you're thinking about the shirt you have on.
Oh, charge it to my head and not my
Right
heart.
here, right here. Red, white, and black.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Thank you, sir. Charge it to my head and not my heart, viewers. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome our guests and then craft our conversations. I want to welcome Mr. Joe F. Charles of Fishing for Pips. Welcome, Mr. Charles.
Good night, good night, good night to all the viewers. Good morning, good night, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Right? I'm glad to be here back again on the show to share my knowledge with you guys. I'm excited. So listen up, get your book and your pen, learn something.
Right, that's what it's all about. Learning something on 2021 that could take you beyond 2021. And that's what we are all about. That's awesome. So, Dwayne, we're talking about diversification. And
Yes.
we realize the importance and the value of diversification. This is diversification part 2. I mean, when you think about it and you realize what is happening in the world today, you can't live on one thing. So, Dwayne, what you say? What are you going to tell people
So we're
today?
talking about diversification and we're talking about the introduction or the importance of the community. And I know that Mr. Charles is developing a strong following because of his effectiveness in the realm of Forex trading. You know, I'm one of his friends on social media and I'm able to see a lot of his content. One of the things that struck me about him is his philanthropy and the group that he functions with. I looked at their progress over the last 2 years. In the midst of the pandemic, I saw them doing a lot of charitable work, which is very noble and laudable. So congratulations to you and your group, Joe, because I see that, you know, it's not just about flossing with you guys. You guys are trying to make a difference in the community. So while other people throughout the pandemic were trying to rake in what they could, you all were opening your hands and presenting gifts, you know, to the community. So
That was beautiful. Congratulations on that. But we also have to mention, I love this because just how he's moving out there in his community, because we're talking about community, we have the Forex school. We also have that within our community. So you see, we're not just stuck on one spot. We diversifying, we educating, we moving, and we have things happening. And that is so good. Keeping that community going. Because we have the Deal Shaker Expo as well. That's another community where we have recently had people from Suriname being part of our community. And that is an awesome thing to look at as well.
Definitely. So thank you. I'm really doing a great job with, you know, my team. I'm building a really strong community, as you said. And that's what it's about. It's not about me, you know. And when God bless you, it's not for you. It's for you to be a blessing to other people, you know what I mean? It's for you to share your knowledge. It's for you to empower and make people independent and impact people to make a change. You know, change is good for anyone and everyone.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So when we talk about diversification, all right, let me touch on this a little bit. As we say, you cannot survive on one stream of income. All right. Anytime you're talking about wealth, you got to be looking at assets. Some people don't look at the money, look at things that generate money. Nice. So you got to have different streams of income coming from different asset class for you to have a cash flow. Cash flow is king. Cash is good, but cash flow is king, right? You got to have that money even when you're sleeping or it doesn't require your time, right? You know, that money needs to be flowing, right? So you will be able to sustain yourself, right? Financially. One stream of income cannot do it, right? It really, really cannot do it.
Very strong point.
Yeah, you cannot do it at all, right? You need the diversity. Diversification gives you a lot of opportunities. It actually gives you the ability to even get tax break. Because if I have workers, I develop business, I create business, I generate businesses. I have workers. These people, the rich get tax break. Is the man who actually working in the establishment who believes if you work more hours or you work harder, he will take home more money. The rich get to take home more money because they get tax break. The employee, he takes home less even though he works more hours because his tax is now bigger. And if you did work as normal hours, you'd have take home more money than if you did, than go in and work much more hours. So it also gives you, the ability to get tax break, and it's legal. It's legal, ethical, and more.
You're speaking about quadrants there, Joe.
Huh?
I say you're speaking about quadrants, Kiyosaki.
Yeah, definitely. So diversification, having many different streams of income. Again, if something goes wrong, another thing is if something goes wrong with something economical happen, right? The economy going down. We have economic crisis, we have recessions, we have things like pandemics that hit the earth, right? These things happen if you invest and create assets in areas where that is recession proof. That is really, really good, because your store might go down, your grocery might go down, people might have money to come and buy some things, but what about those things that in recession proof? These things will keep you afloat. I know in the pandemic.
Cut down on your risk, Jojo. You cut down on your risk. You cut down on your risk. Yeah.
All right, I learned something very recently, and maybe it might be helpful to the listeners who out here. I learned that just what you're saying, the tax breaks and so on. For those of you who want to benefit from not having to pay excessive taxes, here is a big secret. In what you could do, incorporate the name. Incorporate the name. Understand that. So eventually, everything that you have, that you buy, whether it be in groceries, whether you buy something for the vehicle, is in your incorporated name. All right? Now, it means now you have to learn the legal jargon and the legal implications. So persons have to understand that. All right? Go and do your little research. We only here to tell you, share information. All right, guys?
And that's good for education again. You got to educate yourself on it so you can get a rebate. You know what I mean? You use it, you can incorporate it. That's good. That's really good. So, if you provide employment, right? You get actually tax break for that. You have big, large businesses. That is really, really good. If two of your businesses not doing good, your next 4 businesses doing good. So this is where diversification comes. You got one job, you only as safe as the CEO feel, or the manager feel, or the supervisor feel. They can let you go tomorrow, say, okay, thank you for your service, right? And then you're like a fish out of water. You're stressed out, you're depressed, you're frustrated because you're going to be behind on your bills, but you're looking to look for a next job. So you got to work, save your money, but don't save your money just to spend it. Save to invest. The word spend, if you look at the last 3 letters in spend, that end, right? And if you look at the last 4 letters in learn, you will see earn. Right?
I like that. Good message, good point.
And earn and diversify. Nice. Like invest in different areas. Invest in different areas. So that's really big. And when we talk about community now, let's touch a little bit on community. Right? A community, you need a strong community to impact more people. The more people you impact, is the more people you keep impacting, right? It spreads. Nice, like me. I alone couldn't actually run that community. I had to train up people underneath me, right? But sooner or later, they come level with me, right? Because they came from scratch. Now, I don't want them to remain underneath me. We got to come on a common ground, right? We got to come on a common ground. They all passed through their experience. They all had their trials, their tribulations, their mistakes, but they learn, they gain experience, and they gain the results. So they get very strong. They was able to go out now and help with the community. So if I'm not there to answer a message, or I'm not there to answer a call or do a call, they are there to pick up the slack when I'm not around. I'm busy doing some other thing, right? And that's really good, because if I didn't have them in the community, right, we would not even be able to, probably manage all the different things that we manage. So they help take the stress off of, everybody. We help each other. And they keep growing. They keep introducing people, showing people, teaching people, spreading their knowledge. We impact more people. They go out there and see other people who was once in the position like them, and they go on and impact them. And we just keep growing, keep growing, keep growing.
Empowerment
Now,
on the flow. Empowerment on the flow, man.
yeah.
Listen,
So
what
your net,
shows
your net, you know, your network is your net worth. You know what I mean? Everybody growing together and making money. You're teaching people outside of that who hopes are down. You know what I mean? They believe life is against them. We are now impacting them, inspiring them, influencing them in a positive way. And the more the community grow, is the more we can reach the wider nation. Right? Because I alone can't do it, but now I got about 600 people talking the same thing that we were talking before. Before it was just me. Right?
Not only that, Joel. Not only that, you see, when you have persons who start to feel a certain degree of financial independence, the conversation and the thoughts shift from what's the first thing most persons just talk about when you meet them? Well, you ain't see how prices going up. You ain't see how hard things getting. And you remember these sweet days in Trinidad when price was so. I mean, so automatically, because that is your thoughts, you don't have much room for other kinds of thinking. If you bring in, or when you bring in other streams of income into your life, and you start to feel a certain degree of financial independence, guess what? Your talk moves away from that kind of thing into,
Correct.
son, what could I do now to not just I have my head over waters, but what could I do now to benefit others? And this is what
Mindset
people
change.
understand, you know.
Mindset change one time. You get a
Yeah.
paradigm shift. Mindset, wow. You know what I mean? Really
You start
powerful.
to see things there.
Because when a man drunk in, you can't go and tell the man, well, yeah, no, hey, remember, but that girl who was checking and thing, the man only studying one thing to survive. So when you don't have money, you're drowning. All we
Correct.
say is that, hey,
2 points, guys, as we go to the break, right? Jojo, when Jojo was speaking, I had a smile on my face because I'm thinking we have testaments by the members of our viewership, both from London and from Mexico. So we're actually leveraging on the strength of everybody in our network. So that makes us even more powerful because
That's
we're
right.
multiplying the effort. And
That's
two,
right.
the fact that, listen, this thing is about changing our mindsets as we go to the break. It's about changing your mindset. So guys, listen, if you want your circumstances to change, know that your mindset has to change, right? And with that, we're taking a break. So we're giving you a chance to regroup and we'll be right back.
Get started now. Get started with your One Academy package. Get started with your starter package. It's only $1,600 TT. Get your financial education from the One Academy. Although it's a beginner package, the information you're going to get from your One Academy starter package, you would have more knowledge than 90% of the world's population on finance for just $1,600 TT. Let's create a revolution. Let's spread the epidemic of our One Academy, One Life. Get it today.
Welcome to the Antediluvian Nature Center of Life Extension and Health Recovery. Coming from the Garden of Eden, the Antediluvian Nature Center brings to you breakthrough medicines and anti-aging technologies for all ailments and diseases in the body, nutritional therapies, naturopathic treatments, as we create opportunities of hope and celebrate longevity. And remember, the healing is from God.
Do you
know? What am I speaking about? Do you know what is cryptocurrency? Do you know what is blockchain technology? Are you aware of what we currently face on a regular basis with quantitative easing, fractional reserve lending? Do you know? I am inviting you to come out of the financial darkness and into financial light. The only way for us to achieve that is with education. And one particular type of education is what I'm speaking about. I'm asking you to join the One Academy. It is a financial revolution of teaching regarding introduction to finance, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, helping you understand the world of money and what is money. What is money? Money is simple. It is what we agree upon to exchange for goods and services. If you want full comprehension, join the One Academy.
When I'm training for professional competitions, men and women always ask me for advice. To women, I say push yourself harder than you ever have before and go beyond your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Men, if I am willing to push myself to become Mr. Olympia in 2022, then I only have one thing to say to you. Bring your
full 100.
Here we go again.
Okay, welcome back to Beyond 2021. And we are engaging our guest, Mr. Charles. You know, we were having a little off-air conversation. We just want him to elaborate a little more about that. And Mr. Charles, I don't want to be negative here, but I want you to actually break it down for the viewing and the listening audience. How does it really work? You know, because this fiat system, as far as I am concerned, especially at this present time, is in jeopardy. It is highly volatile, very, very speculative as far as I am concerned. Explain to the viewing audience, how does this work? Elaborate on what we were talking about off here, and then explain to us, how does this Forex thing really, really work? You know, the masses there are, to me, dying. A lot of people are impoverished. The youths, they're in a state of delinquency. Most people are not really educated. The people who are surviving and making money, so to speak, are those who are educated, they go to university, or they have some level of skill, you know, where they make some investment and, you know, they strive, right? So break it down, let the viewing audience understand, how does this Forex thing really work for the simple-minded person. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, I love this conversation because that's my field, you know what I mean? So it's really, really simple, but yet it can be complicated if you just listen and process the information correctly. Right? The financial markets, Forex markets, it doesn't matter what asset class, it doesn't matter what market, right? Commodities, stocks. There's a lot of different markets, but all of them are made of the same. All of them are run and controlled by something or someone, some entity. Whether it's Bitcoin, it doesn't matter. It's controlled by something. Even though the banks, Monday to Friday, 24/7, right? Bitcoin, 7 days a week, right? Crypto, 7 days a week. The Forex market is created. It is manufactured. It is rigged. It is controlled by some people, right?
Thank you, Jojo.
This is the first thing you need to understand. The Forex market is rigged. So, which means if people control this thing, it has nothing to do with supply and demand. It has nothing to do with, you know, how much you go on the euro, how much on the US, how much on the NZD, how much on the Japanese yen, right? It has nothing to do with that. That reflection, price increasing, price decreasing on the charts, it is not a reflection of the true economy. Nice. That movement on the charts is created. The education out there teaches people, supply and demand and certain retail education and retail strategies, but that's a manipulation. That's false information, false education, false knowledge, and false wisdom. And there are also false educators, false teachers, false coaches and mentors, right? I'm just safeguarding you guys all around, right? Letting you guys know. People will tell you what you want to hear. People will literally tell you what you want to hear, right? But you need to accept what needs to be told. Understand? Not just what you want to hear. You want to hear, it's easy. You can just follow this line and trade and make money. You can make money every day. That's what you want to hear, right? But that's not how it really works. The Forex market is rigged, right? By the people that they call market makers. The reason why they call them market makers is because they make the markets, right? These people control and influence, moves up, price moves down. For you to be successful in trading, you need to have the education of how they make the markets and move it up and down. Because if you try anything else out there, you use anything else out there, you're going to fail over a period of time. And you don't want to fail. You ain't coming here to fail. You're coming here to succeed, right? So this is where the right education is of utmost importance. Because you cannot, right? You cannot apply what you don't know, and what you don't know, you cannot apply. And no amount of doing the wrong thing will give you a level of success. So if with all the right education, you're doomed, right? That's why 95% of traders actually fail and lose.
And Jojo, there's a key thing while you're talking that I'm thinking, because there are a lot of people out there who want to lead you all over the place. They're willing to trade for you. They're willing to this. And, I heard something quite recently, if I remember clearly, from our trader, as a matter of fact, from our school. And they said that, people will come and offer to trade for you. And they offer, so I will do it for you, make life easy. And you could get money through trading. And the next thing you know, you send your money to them and they no longer exist.
That's true. That's true.
So we have to be careful, because what Jojo is saying here is so important, because there are scammers out there. And what we are telling you is there is a way that is right. There is a way, and he's talking about it. Our school is sharing it. Our community is bringing this to you so that you can understand, there is a way.
Some other key things. Other key things I want to let the public know there. When it comes to brokers, you got to know what broker you're using. There are A-book brokers and B-book brokers. There are brokers that will literally trade against you. They will take the opposite side of your positions and take your money. So when you feel you safe, because they are regulated brokers, you're not safe. They are the market makers also. There's a conflict of interest with them.
But you're paying them and then they're still taking.
Correct, right? And also, demo is different from live account. The demo account is different from live. You could attach your trading account to a demo or a robot, right? An AI system. And on demo, it will do really well. It will make $100,000 in 1 month, and you will get jacked up. And when you put your real money into it now, you realize, wait, all my money gone. Right? You want to know where Alakazam zoom, all my money gone. You want to know what happened.
Cliff just asked me to apologize for him. He had to go to another appointment. So viewers, just note he's missing you already, because you always have something to commit. But
no problem.
Apologize for him, right?
Right. So here's the key: no AI system, none of those things. All right. No robot, no signals, no copy and paste.
Yeah, but Mr. Chance, let's take a pin right there, right? You're saying you're putting down the AI technology in regards to trading.
Yeah.
There are people involved in some trading where they use robots, and they're excited.
Yeah.
They're excited that they're talking about, like, they're making a lot of money, and they're showing videos, and they're seeing people happy, and they're jumping up. And they're taking out selfies, this thing working.
Yeah, you see the hype? The hype is what does keep you broke. The hype
Yeah.
self is what is keep you broke. You know what I
Right.
mean? The
So
hype
it's not,
self.
it's not real. It's not true.
Now listen, these things make it temporary profits.
Right.
It is not sustainable for you to live off of over a period of time. It's not sustainable because only you as an individual with education can understand everything that happens in the market. Somebody needs to program the robot. And if the man who programmed the robot uneducated, how you feel the robot will perform?
I trouble. I
Understand?
trouble now.
Right.
You have the wrong education. Somebody needs to create this thing. And if they create it to pick up certain movements in the market, like fast spikes or fast movements, you know, and that will actually make the robot enter a trade.
Trigger.
Now, the market is set up in a way, the market makers actually make those moves just to trigger those things, because there's nothing you can create to put inside the market to actually make money, you know, kill the market, right? To actually rob the market.
Right.
The only way you can beat the market makers is to know what they know how they do it, and do exactly as they do. You understand? Nothing, you cannot trade against them. They run the show. They make the markets. They are the rulers. They make the entire thing. They work for the banks. They work for the big boys. They work for all the hedge funds. They work for all the big players in the game, right? So they run the show.
I remember my husband
Right?
shared with
Even
me.
even indicators. They have all these nice indicators out there for people to use to make trading decisions to trade, right? You need to understand this. If I in business to make money, because that's all the Forex market is about. It's about making money. It's all about the money. They don't care about nothing else. It's about the money. So you in business as a trader to make money, and they're in business as a market maker to make money. And they are the rulers. So that ain't gonna work out too good, right? That ain't gonna work out too good. They are the ones who rule and run the show.
But
Right?
Jojo, I like what you just said.
They put these indicators.
I like what you just said. You said something key, because I heard you say you need to know, in other words, you're positioning yourself on the side of the ones who are the winners, who control the market, who make it. Because there was this guy a few years back where he actually nearly broke the banks from trading. I don't know if you know, sorry, Cliff is not here, because Cliff had told me about that. And the guy studied the market and knew the market so well that he went up against them and got a good bit of money. I mean, $1 trillion, I think, to trading. Jojo, I don't know if you know about that person. Right.
Definitely.
What you just said is so key, because you're saying if we understand how they operate, and that is where the Forex training comes in, training, not trading, right? You would be able to position yourself now in a more, a more successful position, a position of dominance, where you're able to better in the trading market.
Correct, because you see, every business have a business model.
Okay.
Same thing with this business. They have a way that they make it. They have a way that they function. They have a timing to move. They have a specific way that they move price. And all the retail education and the retail strategies, they actually print it on the charts just for the masses to see it. Because your money sitting in your trading account is of no value to them. Their job is to get you in a trade trading against them so they can take your money, right? If so many people lose money, where that money going? Who's taking their money?
Oh boy,
it is going to the people who educated about the market.
I hope they call this.
It's going to the people who knows market and who knows what really going on. That's who's going to, you know what I mean? So it's really key to understand all these indicators that they create and put on TradingView and put on MT4 and MT5 for you to use. It is not meant for you to become successful. That is not their job. Their job is to take your money, not to make you get rich. Right?
Joe, one of the things that you talk about in terms of your development is first unlearning, right? So you have to unlearn that negative programming that we've been taught and the illusions, as you just shared, because that whole market is an illusion. It's elusive. They create that whole smoke screen, cloak and dagger, price movement, volatility thing to manipulate us, number one. And in there, I heard you speak about the fact that they manipulate our emotions too, as people, right, as individuals. Because listen, when we hear bad news, when we hear good news, we take a position.
That's right.
And
Position and action, Wayne. A position
and in
and
that
action. Yeah.
in that realm, you want to be able to be decisive in order to be profitable. So it cannot be based on emotions. It has to be based on theory. It has to be based on thought and something that is proven, you know?
Good point, good point.
Yeah, definitely. You know,
Yeah.
so as I was talking about indicators, because this is what people love to use also, right?
Yeah.
These fancy indicators. Now there's thousands, hundreds of indicators. The market is not meant to make you successful. Number one, I just tell people know what you're up against and know who you're up against. Know the business that they're getting into. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what needs to be told. I have the experience. You got to unlearn and relearn because there's so many brainwashing. I call them professional manipulators. Right? They come out and they teach you things that you will never become successful, and they know it. But someone paid them to teach you it.
Wow.
They are multi-million-dollar businesses that was built off of manipulation.
Wow.
So the wise live off of the foolish, and the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer, and I think it's a problem. Right? So you have to educate yourself in the right space and question things. Don't just let someone tell you. Question everything. Right? Because these indicators, these same indicators on them, if I own the Forex market, right, and I am in business to make money, why would I create indicators to send out there for you to come and take all my money?
So, Mr. Charles,
right?
give us a practical example, right? Give us a practical example of a movement that you will make or something that you will do in this field to be successful. Break it down for us. Break it down for the viewing folks.
So if viewers who listening, you're a new person, you're coming into this business, first thing, remember, education is the key. But remember, there's so much education out in the public domain, sometimes you don't even know what to learn and what not to learn. So you run into all kind of thing and then end up in problems, right? But here's the key. Let me give you a guideline. Take notes, right? Take notes, write stuff down. When you come into this business, first thing you do is you learn the foundation, the terminologies, like what is a PIP. You will understand PIP, it means price in percentage. That's when price moving up or price moving down. You will learn how to place your trade, you know, risk management, how to place your stop loss, you take profit, right? You're going to learn these little terminologies, basic stuff about the candlesticks, those little green bars and red bars that you see running up and down in price. I call those candlesticks. All right, you're going to learn these basic things. You see, right after you learn those basic foundation stuff, go straight and learn the business education of the market. Stay away from retail education. Stay away from retail strategies, right? Stay away from those things. So the first thing you're going to do is learn the foundation, then learn the business education, because that is what you'll be applying to make trading investments. Nice. And then you set up yourself with a live account, a demo account, okay? And you practice, apply, and backtest what you learn from the business education until you see accuracy and consistency in taking profitable trades. You owe it to yourself the demo first before just taking your hard-earned live money.
I like the demo. I like the demo, Jojo, because you could win without losing.
Guys, we wanna take a break.
All right.
And give some critical pointers with the audience before we leave this program.
Loving the points. I'm loving the conversation. I'm really loving it. Learning a lot.
Solve the things, Jojo.
Get started now. Get started with your One Academy package. Get started with your starter package. It's only $1,600 TT. Get your financial education from the One Academy. Although it's a beginner package, the information you're going to get from your One Academy starter package, you would have more knowledge than 90% of the world's population on finance for just $1,600 TT. Let's create a revolution. Let's spread the epidemic of our One Academy, One Life. Get it today.
Welcome to the Antediluvian Nature Center of Life Extension and Health Recovery. Coming from the Garden of Eden, the Antediluvian Nature Center brings to you breakthrough medicines and anti-aging technologies for all ailments and diseases in the body, nutritional therapies, naturopathic treatments, as we create opportunities of hope and celebrate longevity. And remember, the healing is from God.
Do you know? What am I speaking about? Do you know what is cryptocurrency? Do you know what is blockchain technology? Are you aware of what we currently face on a regular basis with quantitative easing, fractional reserve lending? Do you know? I am inviting you to come out of the financial darkness and into financial light. The only way for us to achieve that is with education. And one particular type of education is what I'm speaking about. I'm asking you to join the One Academy. It is a financial revolution of teaching regarding introduction to finance, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, helping you understand the world of money and what is money. What is money? Money is simple. It is what we agree upon to exchange for goods and services. If you want full comprehension, join the One Academy.
So welcome back to our viewers and of course our panelists. Yes, guys, so here's what's happening. We know it is said that money answers all things. And to be economically viable in this dispensation that we live, we need to become economic powerhouses. Can we do it on our own and by ourselves? Not likely. So we're speaking about leveraging on
Good night, kids.
Thank you, Mr. Sinnett, an educated miner. And of course, you know, a lot of people are tuning in from all over the world, and the message that we are trying to send home tonight or this evening is that, listen, you, the person looking at our program, you are your own greatest asset, right? And the first place that you should seek to invest anything is in yourself. Education, as our guests would agree with us, is one of the key components that we need in order to be profitable and viable in today's world, right? So he agrees with us already that education is it. And I'm telling you, our viewers, the best person that you can choose to invest in is yourself. We have several packages.
Fully.
Thank you. We have several packages in terms of the different educational components. Listen, if you purchase a level 1 package, you can have a discussion with Cliff, right? Because then here's what's happening. Your foundation will be set. When he's using certain terminologies, you'll be okra with it, right? And so we'll be on the same page. We won't be talking down to you. We'll be speaking across to you, right? And you won't be confused about what is a scam and what is not a scam, right? Because you have the right education. Okay, at this point in time, Mr. Joe, listen, you came onto our program, you shared great nuggets with our viewers, and we want to give you an opportunity to share some of your social media handles where our viewers can get in contact with you, because we believe in the principle of networking. We are involved in a global network, right? And we know that, listen, our community cannot be the only functional, profitable community in the world. We want to align ourselves with like-minded people. So this is the opportunity, Mr. Joe, to share your handles with our viewers and our listening audience this evening.
Great. So if you all want to check us out, you all can find me on Fishing on Instagram, Fishing for Pips. You all can find me on Facebook at Fishing for Pips, fishingforpips.com. Right? So you all can tune in anyway there. Look at our stuff, get more education. I always share knowledge every day, all day. That's just me. Right? So come on, look at us and see, and you will learn some good stuff. You're going to get some good knowledge and some good wisdom that will help you on your journey. May not be in business, but might be in your personal life. It might be in business. But check us out, and we are always glad to answer you if you can message us on all two. Blessings.
I love it. We shared an invite with Mr. Charles because we are going to be having a Deal Shaker Expo coming up at the end of July. We recently had one, a very small one, where, yes? Okay, Dwayne, your incense will, and will, he only lighted in that whole day. Listen, things are happening in the world out there. We are bringing it to you. We are opening doors and sharing with you. Hey, when Mr. Charles came on, the first thing he said, ways to move, diversification. Look at cryptocurrency, the way the world is going. Let's look at the Forex market. We have to do different things. You cannot just sit there. We bring to you education, and we are asking you. I love what Katie's just said. Your best investment is yourself. Hello?
Correct.
Your best investment is you. Listen, I want to be powerful. I want to be empowered. And I want to be financially free.
Now, what is asset, right?
Yeah.
Asset. The greatest asset is you.
Right.
Now, what is an asset? An asset is something that brings money, right? That generates income.
Yes.
We go out and work for money, right?
Right.
So we are really an asset. Oh,
that's right.
Me.
Yes.
I was to invest in myself 4 years ago. I became an asset. I didn't know I was a liability all the time. Right? I became an asset. Nice. And I went out there and make money and create more assets. So many assets came out of me.
That's what I want for myself.
Started here. You know what I mean? So very powerful.
We agree, diversification, Sally.
I never really think of you being a great asset, but yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
And you could, sorry, Dwayne, you could become a greater and a greater asset by the diversification, by the different things you choose to do, and it makes you become better.
Let me share some closing thoughts with you guys, right?
Yes.
In terms of what we've understood from Mr. Charles this evening, we've understood that the financial markets are really an illusion, right?
Yes.
And I'll share this truth with you guys. People are the persons that create intrinsic value. We create value by what we bring to the marketplace, whether it be a skill, a talent, an ability, a service, a product, right? And that comes out of our being. We were created for value, to create value. The paper rectangles that we trade value for our life's work, it's worthless. It's worthless. It's worthless. We are the ones who have intrinsic value, not the paper rectangles, right? And that has to come with a particular mindset. When you begin to understand, because listen, a lot of people are being displaced in society. Just today, I heard about TSTT retrenchment. I heard about Lever Brothers retrenchment. And all those people are connected to families who will be impacted by that. But listen, guys, there's hope. There's always hope. Know that you are a person of value, and just like you created value for that organization, you can create value for yourself.
That's right.
Take care of your family. So don't ever lose hope out there.
That's right. You know what I saw quickly, what I saw recently in my area? A van driving around. And you know what they're doing? They park up in this particular place after they pass. They're doing meats. So frozen chicken, beef, pork is coming to you in a van. Ideas are popping out there. Things are happening. People are not just sitting back because we realize I have to live. So when we come to you here, it is to change your mindset and bring you to a better place.
Okay, people, my closing remarks, you know, I saw a little video of two birds, right? They were on the ground, they were in the sun. And one was, you know, digging and scattering the dirt outside. But the other bird was digging and scattering the dirt right back inside. And, you know, our present scenario in the world is something very similar. You know, people are digging, but the holes are being filled. You know, it is hard and it is tough for people. No, it's very difficult. I'm encouraging everyone, take the advice from Mr. Charles, take the advice that we're giving you here on Beyond 2021. Learn to diversify, learn to become creative, learn to innovate. Position yourself for change. In our one ecosystem, we have the Forex models, right, or modules. We have 5 of them. You can actually access by calling us, get those modules, get the education, learn so that you can earn. I wish you all God's greatest blessing. Hope to see you again on our show next week. May you continue to position yourself, call us, contact us, the one ecosystem, where you can get practical education to learn how to diversify. God bless you. Once out.
But before we go, Mr. Charles was saying, learn ends with earn, spend ends with end. So watch it, Mr. Charles.
Yes. Education is key. Yes, invest in money to make more money. Education is key.
All right.
Amen.
One's out, folks.
One's out.
Okay.
See you next week.
Till next time. God bless you.
Okay.
More life, guys.
Yeah.
One ecosystem, you know them. We not frightened for nobody, but we respect everybody, and we better than everybody. So we will run with anybody. No fear, no better than we. No kind, no better than we. Step on me one and say, one ecosystem to the world you say. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not talking. One ecosystem will do something, do something, do something, do something, uno do something, do something. I'm not bag of chasing. Aye.